evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect King of Games, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a Cyber Dragon Cosmo deck profile. This deck was extremely fun to play, and if you guys would like to see a live duel of Cyber Dragon Cosmo versus Odd Eyes, then you guys can boop right there. That's going to take you straight to the video with some awesome gameplay. Be sure to like that video and this one as well. But most importantly, I think you guys should be dark holing that subscribe button. And if you guys are truly the man or the woman in the house, you should be Raigeki-ing that notification bell. This deck is really awesome. I'm going to cut the chit chat and get straight into it. I really hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, starting off with the monsters, 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. This is the most important card of the deck because its name carries the Cyber Dragon throughout the main deck, field, and graveyard. So like I said, it's really good for fusion plays. If your opponent controls an extra deck monster, then it's automatically a fusion play or a contact fusion play. If your opponent controls machine type monsters, it's automatically another contact fusion play, provided that you want to use your monsters. Now you can obviously use yours, but using your opponent's monsters is so much more fun. 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Dre. When this card is summoned, all Cyber Dragon monsters become level 5. So if you play other level 5 or other non-level 5 Cyber Dragon monsters, this card can be the catalyst to make them instant rank 5 plays, so that's really good. Another thing is that when it's banished, it allows you to protect your Cyber Dragon monsters too, so it's really good in that aspect. This card is just really boss. 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core. Now, when this card is normal summoned, you can add a Cyber Spell or Trap card from your deck to your graveyard. This card is pretty pivotal, especially seeing that it is lower than 500 attack, so it is a machine duplication target. Furthermore, if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to special summon a Cyber Dragon monster to your side of the field. Really good card. That's it for the Cyber Dragon monsters. 4 Cosmo monsters. We have 3 copies of Cosmo Nip Slip. What this card does is when it's special summoned, you can destroy 1 spell or trap card. That is extremely saucy when we want to destroy our own Cosmo Towns or Cyber Networks, or even our opponent's back row if they propose a threat. Most importantly, it is a level 5 machine monster, so it's perfect for rank 5 plays. Another great thing is that when this card is destroyed, it allows you to tutor a lower level Cosmo monster to your side of the field. 3 copies of Cosmo Forerunner. What this card is a big 2800 body, but more importantly, it actually, the life point thing that you gain every standby phase comes in handy, seeing that you power bond an awful lot. Forerunner is just a really great card. When it's destroyed, it allows you to tutor Cosmo Slip Rider, and it's your only other target for Cyber Network. That is it for the Cosmo ships. For the pilots, 3 copies of Strawman. This card is highly abusable with your Cyber Network. You activate Network, you banish a Cosmo monster, then you use Strawman to tutor said Cosmo monster to your side of the field. It is also a pilot monster that summons the ship if you happen to draw them. And when 1 copy of Farm Girl, back in the day, way back in the day, I mean like before Dark Destroyer, where your only Cosmo monsters were Farm Girl, not even Strawman, Farm Girl, Forerunner, and Slip Rider. Cyber Dragon was a really good card for clearing boards and allowing Cosmo Farm Girl to attack directly and further propel you into the Cosmo strategy. Nowadays, it's kind of on the it's kind of on the rebound. Cosmo Farm Girl is excellent once you clear the board to inflict game for your opponent. No Dark Destroyer because it is a dark monster, and I felt that the only reason why Dark Destroyer would even be considered is because we run the little guys. If we did not run the little guys, then you know, Dark Destroyer is just completely useless, which is a card that you don't want to have dead all the time. Next for the spells is 3 copies of Cyber Repair Plant. This card tutors Cyber Dragon monsters from your deck to your hand. It's really good. It also has another effect that I never use. I think it tutors them from the graveyard to your hand. That's also a pretty good effect too. That might actually come in handy a lot because sometimes you'll just need Cyber Dragon and you already run out of Cyber Dragon targets. So it's a really good card. And you can apply both of them if you have 3 Cyber Dragons in your graveyard. 3 copies of 3 copies of Power Bond that are just so happen to be German. What this card does is allows you to fusion summon a machine monster. Its attack is doubled, but you take damage during the end phase of the monster's original attack. Normally when you activate this card, you go for game, or you just summon Forerunner and start gaining those life points back. 3 copies of Cosmo Town, another dangerous card because this deck is really good on paying life points. I'm telling you, like, this deck loves to pay life points. What Cosmo Town does is allows us to tutor those Cosmo monsters to our hand, and actually is a mini draw engine because you can tutor those Slip Riders and Forerunners back into your hand to shuffle them to your deck, which is free draws. But even more importantly, when destroyed, it allows you to gain Cosmo cards from your deck to your hand. 3 copies of Twin Twisters. I've Twin Twisted myself so many times. There's Cyber Network, there's Cosmo Town, and then there's your opponent's back row that obviously tends to be a pestilence. So activating Twin Twisters in this deck is very free. 2 copies of Instant Fusion for instant rank 5 plays. Instant Fusion, instant plays, instant noodles, one time. All right, I'll stop. Next is 2 copies of Machine Duplication. That is for Cyber Dragon Core, allowing you to spell summon Cyber Dragon, not just Cyber Dragon Cores to your side of the field. 1 copy of Terraforming to search the Cosmo Town. 1 copy of Emergency Teleport. This spell summons your Cosmo monsters to your side of the field. And then 1 copy of Overload Fusion. Just when you guys thought that crafting bonds was not enough, Overload Fusions allows you to overload a fusion monster that will just wreck your opponent's life points. I mean, think about it. It's overloading. All right, I'm just going too far. And then last for the main deck is 3 copies of Cyber Network. This is, I feel like this deck uses Cyber Network the best because not only does it allow you to banish cards like Cyber Dragon Drain to protect your Cyber Dragon monsters, but it also banishes Cosmo monsters, which then can be tutored to your side of the field. I cannot wait for Hoshinon to come out, which would be the light equivalent of a Link version of Mrs. Radiant. This deck will be even more awesome. That is it for the main board. And like I said, it puts us at 40. For the extra deck, 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Infinity. Pretty good card. I would run 3 if I had the room. I really don't think that you need 3, but being able to negate spells and trap cards, but even more importantly, being able to negate cards that are already face up, snatch your opponent's monsters, and gain attack for every material. This card will almost never run out of material as long as your opponent continues to play monsters in attack, and gives you cards to negate. It's just a really good card. It's the best card for the deck. 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Nova. This is a card I actually wanted to run 3 of. At detaching 1 material from this card, you can special summon a Cyber Dragon monster to your side of the field, and then you can have a monster gain 2100 attack when it enters battle. So Cyber Dragon Nova is a really good card, but you use it to actually get into the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Also, when it's destroyed prematurely, if your opponent decides to destroy it before summoning the Nova, you can special summon 1 fusion monster to your side of the field, so it's pretty good. 1 copy of Artifact Durandal. This card's, I mean, who would want your opponent to turn, oh, that was a Raigeki? Nah, that's a Mystical Space Typhoon. Destroy this Cosmo Town right here. Like, oh, that's Raigeki? Nah, destroy this Cyber Network. This card's fucking awesome. And then Constellar Pleiade. This card used to be feared as the most dangerous rank 5 in the game. I still think it has a place for itself, being able to bounce face-up cards on either player's side of the field to the hand on either player's turn. So it's just really good. And that's it for the Xyz, for the fusions. 2 copies of Chimera Tech. All right, first of all, I hate you, camera. Y'all might have noticed, but it cut off literally in the middle of it. So we're just gonna start all over again. 2 copies of Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. Now, this card is awesome. Not only is it a level 5 monster for those sneaky rank 5 plays you wanna make, it is also the game ender. Normally, if you power bond into it, it is 4200 attack at the least, and then allows you to attack up to 2 additional times by sending light machine monsters from your deck to the graveyard. It almost made me want to run Sword Troopers to be able to balance that out by special summoning other Cosmo monsters to my side of the field. I obviously can't special summon the ships, which is why I went against it, but it does fuel Overload Fusion plays really nastily. Next is 2 copies of Panther Dragon. All right, I can't say it like that. Basically, what Panther Dragon does is a level 5 monster to give you for rank 5 plays, but even more importantly, sometimes you can just instant fusion into the Panther Dragon, let it sit to the end phase, it's gonna destroy itself, and then allow you to destroy a card on the field. 2 copies of Chimera Tech Mega Fleet for when your opponent thinks they're on fleek. You just summon this monster and take their Crystal Wings and all their other hard-working cards and then make it into a 2400 attack monster at the very least. 1 copy of Cyber End Dragon. I've actually summoned this card at 8000 attack before through Power Bond, so that's pretty nasty. But another thing that you really run it for is because if your opponent destroys Cyber Dragon Nova, you can summon this card immediately. Also, it can normally be summoned through Power Bond or Overload Fusion if you guys choose so. It's a really good card. I just like it over the other one because you can actually summon it. 1 copy of Chimera Tech Uber Driver. And what Uber Driver does is that it gains agent attack for each machine monster used for its fusion summon. Furthermore, it can attack that many times, and when it's summoned, you send all spell and trap cards from your field to the graveyard. Cough, cough, activate your Cyber Network. And then the last card is 1 copy of Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. This card allows you to use machine monsters to summon them, and it can make pretty buff depending on how many machine monsters on the field. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Callaway Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Cyber Dragon deck profile. Again, for the people that have not seen it, you want to look at that video where I play against Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. It's such an awesome game. Thank you guys again for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.